Okay, so now I've had a rest. I was gonna. Okay, so originally I meant to review this Monday night. I got tired, so I said I'll do it on Tuesday. Well, then my I had a long day at work yesterday, plus grocery shopping, and I got tired. I released the video yesterday, but it was a haul video, so yeah. So reviewing it today. I finished it today because I didn't finish the movie on Monday because I got tired. Like I said, yesterday I was so tired. So here we are, and we're reviewing Mr.Deeds, another Adam Sandler flick. Uh, this one came out in 2002, which still counts as my childhood because I was in high school. But the reason that I decided to do this one, because originally it was just Happy Madison, or Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, and Big Daddy. But I decided to do this one to throw it in there because growing up, this was my brother's favorite movie. And I mean, he used to watch this all the time. He would watch it when he go to bed. He'd watch it here and there. He knew the lines, word from word. I mean, the lines. All the lines. Like, he put it in to watch it. And he is quoting the guy at the beginning of this film that's doing the got that checker. That guy. Word for word. He knew all the words. I don't know about now. So I decided to add this one in there anyway. So I have mixed feelings about this film, to be honest. The majority of the film I think is good fun, but it's when you get to the would-be climax of the film and you get towards the end of the film that I think it gets a little bumpy and it hits a few road bumps that I just like. Okay, so the story is that it's a remake of a black and white film called Mr.Deeds Goes to Town, starring Adam Sandler as Longfellow Deeds, or Deeds, because Longfellow, and he lives in this small little town, and he's told that he is the sole heir to $40 billion, to $40 billion, and by this guy named Chuck Cedar, who is just a villain trying to get him to sign something so that he could take the money. And so he goes to New York City to, they drop the papers, which... Okay, now I know the answer to this question is because it wouldn't be a movie, but why didn't they drop the papers, bring them with, have him sign them, and that was that? The whole movie could have been avoided and he wouldn't have known he'd be in his own little world. But, that didn't happen. So, yeah. So he gets to New York and he meets Emilio, who is the butler guy, played by John Turturro, and funnier than hell. This guy is probably the best thing about this film. It's why I love John Turturro. He is funny. Let me change your socks. Let me touch your feet, sir. He's funny as hell. I love him. And I would also love to have a water fountain that when you push the button, out comes fruity punch. Fruit punch instead of water. I would love that. Then the echo thing. I think I get tired of that sooner or later, but hello! Soon though, this news station, this news show, whatever, run by Jared Harris, wants a story on Longfellow Deeds. And I think that's where my negatives come with this film, is that, like, okay, so normally in an Adam Sandler film, he'd be playing some jackass who deserves everything he got. But Adam Sandler is playing a nice guy in this film. So everything that these people dish out on him, like there's a scene where he saves this woman and her cats. And this, so Babe Bennett, played by Winona Ryder, goes in disguise as Pam Dawson. And she's on a date with Deeds when he saves the cats. And she records it with a little brooch thingy that records stuff. And she gives it to Jared Harris, and Jared Harris has it edited to make it look like Deeds killed the cats and tried to molest the woman. I'm like, you said you just wanted a news story on him. You wanted to know who he was. Now you're slandering him? Why? You have no reason to. And you think, oh, well, maybe that Chuck Cedar guy is in with him and he's paying him to do it. But they don't meet till towards the end of the film. So it never made any sense to me. If Chuck was in... If he and Chuck were in at the beginning slandering him to make him look bad so that he would, end up selling his shares because people don't like him. Small town guy, when people like him. That'd be one thing. But they don't meet towards the end of the film when they make a deal. And even that feels kind of stupid. It makes Jared Harris's character look like an idiot because, the Alan Covert's character has to go to Chuck and tell him something. Then Chuck has to go to Jared Harris in order for him to spill the beans on Babe. But he already knew she was undercover. So why now does he have to have someone tell him? Why didn't he spoil it before? Also, he's getting some news coverage from this, although she did just tell him that she was done doing this and she was going to tell Deeds everything. So maybe that was part of the turning point of the picture. But yeah, from this point on, when Chuck and Cecil show up and they show the news story that they made up, where she's not made up but that they put together, where she it's Babe. And that's another thing, no one recognized her. She's a reporter, she's well known, and nobody recognized her due to her having different hairstyle, a different hair color. Just like Clark Kent in glasses. It doesn't make any sense. Superman, Clark Kent. Superman, Clark Kent. Superman, Clark Kent. It never made any sense. This doesn't make any sense either. It's just... It's stupid. Alright? No one recognizes her. No one recognizes her as a reporter for Inside Access. Bullshit. It makes sense that Deeds would know who she was, because he's from a small town. He doesn't know. But everyone in New York should know who she is. She's a reporter for the show. She's had at least been on TV a few times. You don't put the mustache guy on there. It just never made any sense to me. And then she's got to go to the small town to look for him when he signs away his shares. And she falls in the ice, and you think, okay, this is it. He's going to save her, they're going to have a little policy thing, and they're going to get together. Nope. He tells her to fuck off, basically, and she goes back, she starts drinking. I do like how when Alan Covert tries to apologize to her, she just knocks the drinks all over him. I don't think we need to see his ass, though, because there's the scene where he tells Chuck he's in the shower naked, soaping his ass. That's not necessary, really. I know humor, but that's just stupid. There's this funny running joke with Emilio being able to teleport, and they pull it off pretty well. And that leads towards the end when Chuck is there and he asks if anyone objects to this. Because what happens is after Deeds sells his shares, Chuck decides he's going to destroy the building in which the building that, the business, whatever, and a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, but he doesn't care. And Emilio shows up and he goes, I disagree with you, sir. That doesn't matter, he's not a shareholder, and we think. And then Deeds shows up. How did he know? Because we're never told how he found out about the shareholders meeting. Did Pam tell him? Or, because when Pam shows up, he looks surprised. So how did he know? And then Conchata Farrow, may she rest in peace, she's there with him. And you make I wanted to be a man. When he starts doing this thing about, what did you want to be when you grow up? What did you want to be when you grow up? And she's like, I want to be a man. And I'm like, he's like, that makes sense. I'm like, I don't know. But, like, and then there's the scene before she fell in the ice that she's, fighting with Conchata Farrell. She kicks her in the vagina. And she's like, ooh. And she's like, I don't got no balls, you dummy. I'm like, yeah. But it would still hurt if you got kicked there. Much like a man's badingly-dongly. Down there is very sensitive. You get kicked down there, it's gonna hurt. It's not like, I don't got no balls. No, it's sensitive. No, you didn't. It's sensitive. Okay? Much like the man's cojones, it's sensitive enough. It would hurt. She'd be down. Trust me. I spent enough years thinking, that's not going to do anything, and only to be told, no, it's still sensitive down there. It would still hurt. Like hell. Okay, so just because you think you can kick a woman down there and she won't feel nothing, no. Don't ever think that, because, you get kicked in the nuts, you think that's your weakness, well, it may hurt more than a woman getting kicked down there, but it'll still hurt. I'm just saying. Think of this. And I know it's not the same. You get kicked in the ass, right square in the butthole. That hurts like hell, right? Us guys, we got, when someone comes up behind you, just does that thump right in your, boom, kick you right behind in the butthole. That hurts. Think of that. It'd be kind of like that. What if they get kicked from both? I'm off track. Anyway. Back to Mr. Deeds, because we're talking about the movie right now. Anyway. Nia Jax knows what that feels like. Never mind. My hole! Anyway, never mind. So Pam shows up, and she's got this ledger. And she reveals that Emilio is actually the guy's son, and the rightful heir to the money. So he says no to his son in the building, and he fires Chuck Cedar. And he's fired a lot of people, but yes. And Deeds takes, some money, gives everyone. I do like Crazy Eyes, played by, you forgetting his name? Probably not back here. Nope. I forgot his name. Crazy Eyes, he was. Steve Buscemi. Yeah, there it is. Steve Buscemi. Crazy Eyes. He had an Oreo and French fry pizza, I think it was. And then he was driving a Porsche and he crashed into a tree because he's Crazy Eyes and he's cross-eyed and stuff. It's kind of funny. But yeah, this movie is fine. I think it's enjoyable up until the part where Pam is revealed. Because she was ready to reveal herself. And then they decided no. But here's the thing. Jared Harris wasn't going to do anything until Chuck got involved. I think. So if Chuck hadn't said anything, she would have been fine to tell him. He probably would have still dumped her, which probably would have let. So why didn't Jared Harris go, well, she's going to tell him anyway, and he'll boot her out the door, and he'll probably sign your thing and be gone anyway. Why do I need to do this? That doesn't sound anything like Jared Harris in the film, but I'm just saying it probably would have went that way anyway. But yeah, from that point on, I kind of just, and then the very end, when they get back together, and that's fine. But and here's another thing I want to talk about. He was ready to propose to her. He's only known her for a few days. He's ready to propose. I know he comes from a small town, way the hell out in Nowhereville. But come on. Only after a few days you're going to propose to her? I know she's in love with him, but he doesn't know that. I'm just saying. So, Mr.Deeds, for me, gets a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for me. Because there's just a lot of in it. Okay, I watched too much Adam Sandler. Turning into Adam Sandler. Anyway, 7 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on Mr.Deeds? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure that... Ow! Fuck. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit me right. Bye. Oh, son of... Oh, man. That's like fucking... just the corner of a DVD. We're still on. What? It's still recording. Oh, shit. Thank you, Chippy Tulu. Bye!